ASMR video. Hope you're doing wonderfully well today. I've got some gum, some bubble mint gum, and I'm following up from my last video in this sort of series, which is to read through some of the recaps of my D&D campaign called Odyssey of the Realms, which is a homebrew campaign set in the Forgotten Realms. Gonna chew some gum and jump in and talk about them. So, I actually recorded one of these like literally moments ago. I finished the video. I was like, I think I might just make another one, because why not? So, I'm going to do kind of the first part of this new arc in the series. Starting off with, I believe it is session 10. So, we had finished off at session 9 last time in the mystery in mystery in Bolt Last, or mystery at Bolt Last part or arc. We're moving into the second arc now, and this is called The Blight of Neverwinter Wood. So, we shall begin, but before we do, remember, if you enjoyed the video today, make sure to drop a like and consider subscribing. It really does help. Alright, I'm going to kick things off. Chapter 10. One foot in front. Start date is yesterday, the 3rd of Myrtle, 1498 DR. With the sun now concealed behind the horizon, the party found themselves reconvening at their campsite around the fire's gentle glow. Kaya took charge of the evening meal, whipping up a hearty venison stew, a simple yet satisfying concoction that was more about sustenance than luxury. As the others ate, Calidora ventured into the woods with a small steaming bowl of stew in hand. She shared this simple meal with Dario, quietly offering the food to him and starting off a conversation. Dario, in a moment of vulnerability, began to reveal more about his past, drawing the two closer together. Soon the pair returned to the camp as everyone prepared for a night's rest. Before embracing sleep, Nerd Corner formed to discuss their magical preparations for the day ahead. Nerd Corner was a term they coined in like session 3 or 4, where the two wizards, because Dario is a wizard as well, two wizards and Ninette, who is technically a cleric, but quite intelligent, decided to discuss theories. As the night passed and the group swapped between watching the darkened woods around them, something stirred in a realm outside the waking world. Ninette, usually tranquil in her trance, awoke with a start. She just experienced a vivid and disquieting dream, what she described as an encounter with death itself. In the darkness, Ninette sought solace in Cassandra, who shared a part of her own story. She spoke of surviving the brutal wild of a gladiator combat ring, finding inspiration in the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other. Ninette found a connection in these words and delved into the intricacies of drow culture, a stark contrast to the lives they now led. With the dawn's light, the party began their day. The chill in the air hinted at the approach of colder weather ahead as they journeyed northward with resolve. In the midst of this frigid northern day, the group passed a lonely farmstead. Loud, agitated conversation reached their ears, and they wasted no time in intervening. Their presence alone was enough to unnerve the cloaked individuals that had been talking to the farmer, quickly heading out. It was very clear, I don't think I wrote it down here, but very clear that they were intimidating the farmer, and it was also clear what they were doing it for. And as I describe right now, the farmer, Gareth, explained how these thugs had been terrorising the local farmers, demanding protection money and cattle. With empathy and a sense of justice, the the heroes decided to learn more and maybe even deal with the issue, and thus, with the promise of a hearty meal of warm porridge shared at Gareth's table, they prepared to tackle the day's new challenges. That is chapter 10, 1 foot in front. As we move on to chapter 11, the bandit's bargain. As the sun continued its midday stretch, the group found themselves inside Gareth's humble home. Offered warm bowls of porridge they gladly accepted. Nanette in particular savoured the simple meal, a fan of its neutral and bland taste. During their time with Gareth here, they learned about the recent passing of his wife, leaving him alone in the remote farmstead with few visitors. They explained how a group of bandits had been plaguing the townsfolk, never resorting to violence but always lurking as a persistent threat. They'd initially demanded money from him, and when he couldn't pay, they set their sights on his cattle and had come demanding them as the group had arrived. Perhaps moved by the situation, Dario offered Gareth some gold as they all left his home heading outside. The group was divided in their decision as to whether to continue north or to intervene in the bandit situation. Wilde, in particular, was vocally inclined to avoid conflict and encouraged the group to move forward, with hope that helping the others might in turn aid his own search for Will being his husband. Ultimately, a decision was made to ignore this wrongdoing. Ultimately, a decision was made to not ignore this wrongdoing. After tracking the bandits to their camp hidden in the woods, the party decided on a diplomatic approach. Some of them discreetly approached, while Wilde clearly communicated his intent to leave. Nanette ventured into the camp, where the bandits quickly recognised her as one of the members of the group that appeared at the farmstead. Sitting down at their request, Nanette initiated a battle of words, displaying her mastery of intimidation and diplomacy, which was as sharp as her arcane abilities. The bandit leader understood her words were less of a threat and more of a promise. Aware of the lurking presence of the rest of the group nearby, he reluctantly agreed to leave the area without a fight. Agreeable with this outcome, and they all departed, leaving the bandits behind, but not without ensuring they would remember her promises. Reconnecting with Wilde on the road ahead, they conveyed their mixed feelings about his decision to leave without them. Although there was some understanding, continuing further north, they turned onto dirt roads leading eastward. By nightfall, they'd reached the edge of the Neverwinter Woods, its thick canopy looming before them. As they set up camp and prepared for a night of rest, they knew that the coming days would take them deeper into the unknown dangers that lurked within the dark forest. But for now, they gathered around a warm campfire with full stomachs, ready to face the night ahead. Whoa, crazy stuff. So, that is the end of chapter 11. Interestingly, the encounter here, so that was meant to be in the game, it was meant to be a combat encounter with the bandits, but they decided to be diplomatic. They managed to get in and actually did really well. I think Nanette got a natural 20 on the intimidation. I was kind of like, okay. It was like, I'm not forcing them into this. It's really just like, that's an outcome, is the fight, but I assumed it would end up in a fight. But it didn't. They were able to, I guess, stop them without the need for violence and fighting, which was pretty cool. If you are interested in that battle map, by the way, I actually made a video on it. The battle map that was going to be used for this encounter was made on the channel. It was the logging camp battle map video, so if you want to see me making the map, that ultimately didn't get used, other than to show the encampment. And then you can go and check it out. But let's move on to session 12, or chapter 12, Trail of Thorns. This is a little bit of a shorter one. As night's veil fell upon the outskirts of the Neverwinter Woods, the party began their vigilant watches. Pardon me. Throughout the night, discussions ebbed and flowed with each changing of the guard. Amidst the quietude, Nanette and Cassandra found amusement in critiquing the complexities of common. During Calidor and Wild's shared watch, an unexpected vulnerability unfolded. Wild, burdened by his own perceived selfishness, bared his soul a confession met with assurance from Calidora's compassionate perspective. As dawn heralded a new day, it carried with it an ominous heavy fog and gusty winds, obscuring distant vistas. Undeterred, the party ventured into the ancient woods, embarking on the arduous journey in search of the elusive druidic grove. The trail led them through twists and turns, navigating thorny mazes and facing a silk-draped menace, a giant spider, which Nanette had. It became obvious that Nanette had a phobia of, because she panicked in the middle of it. Despite these trials, progress was made, albeit limited. By the time the sun began its descent, in a small clearing framed by towering trees, the group decided to make camp as fire crackled, casting shadows that danced in a rhythm. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. I did not write this very well, because I've just left off the sentence there. Okay, as sometimes I write these right before a session, by the way, so as plans for the following day were concocted around a simple meal, conversations were shattered by the sudden snapping of twigs and a low growl that echoed through the forest. From the edges of the trees materialised darkened forms, bears with black void eyes and fur tainted by an otherworldly darkness. Wisps of shadow clung to them as they descended upon the camp. All but Dario instinctively readied themselves, blades and spells at the ready, poised for an unforeseen confrontation in the heart of this Neverwinter night. That last bit there was a bit of a reference to the video game. Alright, chapter 14 up next. No, chapter 13. Last one was chapter 12. Whoops. Chapter 13, clad in shadow. In the heart of this Neverwinter night. I did it again. I don't know what I think it's because the joke didn't hit the last time with the players, so I had it again. It didn't work. I don't think any of them knew what I was trying to say. Anyway. In the heart of this Neverwinter night, shadows from beyond the campsite materialised into formidable bears. Eyes pools of obsidian, furs shedding wisps of shadow. As the group launched into the action, Dario was caught off guard by their appearance whilst the others faced the onslaught. A large, more intimidating bear emerged, delivering a powerful blow that felled the net. Calidora, defiant, revived her with a healing potion, standing steadfast against the encroaching threat. The group rallied, combating the assailants on multiple fronts until with a flash of destructive lightning, the larger bear succumbed, falling. So too did an uneasy silence over the camp. During the fight, Dario sensed the lingering energy of the shadow fell, and immediately urged the group to move. Leaving the bear bodies ablaze, they pressed on through the darkness, seeking distance from the ominous threat. During the march, Dario revealed his fear, the unique energy of the creatures. It was reminiscent of the Netherese wizards who had once harnessed shadow energy. Memories of a decades-old war stirred among the group. A conflict far from the Sword Coast, yet still fresh in the minds of many. Dario speculated that these creatures might have been summoned by the Netherese wizards, by a Netherese wizard in the area, and if that were the case, there may be more to Calidora's disease. As the camp was set up, a night of tense waiting ensued. Nanette adamantly refused to sleep. After the day's events, she had made a solemn request to Cassandra, emphasizing that if death claimed her, her body must be burned, with no attempt to return her home. As dawn emerged without an unsuspected nocturnal attack, the group awoke, ready to delve into discussions about the haunting events of the previous night and the far-reaching implications for the days to come. That's chapter 13, and the final chapter we shall read today is chapter 14, The Hidden Grove. In the hush that clung to dawn, the party stirred, the morning air heavy and cold, as they readied themselves with a morning meal magic and the long-forgotten Netheril Empire. The narrative unfolded, recounting a grim tale of a Netherese flying city's return, sparking a savage war that raised myth and awe. The woods, usually vibrant with life, now held an uncanny hollowness as the tale came to its completion. Theories danced amid the camp, raising question about the grove in Caladora, compelling the party to continue their journey with great haste. Pushing on into the overgrown depths, the party froze, and thundering steps revealed a behemoth of an ape, corrupted like the bears, shifting through. Its glare shifted to their locations as Wild almost instinctively reached out to Cassandra, causing her to suddenly vanish into invisibility, thusly allowing their escape. Soon after, they stumbled upon a haunting tableau. An assembly of bears fall into arrows. Investigating cautiously, they found themselves confronted by masked figures with bows accompanied by a menacing wolf. A palpable unease lingered in the air as a standoff unfolded, and their leader reluctantly agreed to guide them towards Meridian, which is the Druid Grove. Navigating further through the tainted undergrowth, the group reached a boundary where the corruption yielded to the pristine beauty of the grove. Nest-like structures perched among the branches, embracing a colossal oak at the heart of the sanctuary. Ascending a spiral walkway, they entered a communal area where the locals, curious yet respectful, parted to reveal an elven man embodying the wisdom of centuries yet with young features. Bows of respect rippled through the crowd, and the party marking their arrival in the hidden sanctuary of Neverwinter Woods. And that is where we're going to leave off today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it today. In this video, we went through chapters 10 through 14 as we began the Blight of Neverwinter Wood arc. And there's plenty more to come, so we'll see how far we get into the other videos. It looks like I'm getting through maybe about 4 to 6 chapters per video, which means there's going to be a lot of these videos because there's a lot of sessions. That said, some of them are probably quicker later down the line, but nonetheless, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. So if you enjoyed today, guys, make sure to drop a like, give a thumbs up on the video, make sure to subscribe as well, hit the bell icon, go check out the videos that appear on the side of the screen, on the side of the screen,